Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another little video up on my little Let's Play for Thea the Awakening. So we're right where we left off. We've got these Skull 1 guys actually coming in on us, and then we got our expedition over here. Gathering some nuts. They've got no nuts yet. We do have another... Did I try and equip that shield anywhere? I think I did and it didn't fit. Yeah, but we're gonna keep it anyway because we could possibly use a shield. Alright. Let's hit that next turn then. So that one skull is attacking my main capital here. We got our big guy imp in the tactical hand though, so we'll have to see how this goes. We don't have too many shield allies, but we'll start out with playing him. Alright, so he plays from his tactical hand, so we will then send out we'll send out him on the next turn. So then he places his remaining 2 cards. So then we will stab. First action, send that guy back, and then we'll give that guy just a shield so he doesn't take so much health damage. Yeah, moving at 2 health instead. That's game. Awesome. Now he's bleeding because we put him out, so he might die next turn. Okay, so let's pull up our town here real quick because we can give some people a shield. Alright. Don't I have not working on... Oh. He would be, but he's trying to do that. How are we doing on our nuts? Nuts. Don't have them just yet. That's okay. And we will... Oh, we don't have enough space. So our guy did not die. By the left bottom corner of the screen, the bottom left corner of the screen, there is a heart, a red heart there. And that's usually where stuff about like your parties and towns kind of come up for villagers. That's like your villager info area. If a villager's gonna die next turn, they'll have the red heart. If a group's over encumbered, they'll have like a kg per kilogram. Stuff. Okay, so we give this guy his a 4 crafting. What's he at right now? He's at 4,000 level. I'm at the 8 crafting. He's not really making us bread like no other. Is there anything else we could get him to make with this? Doesn't really look like it. Can I make any cooked meals? Make some vegetable food. Some more Big O's, or I could make some jerky. I don't have a lot of that though, so we'll just stick with Big O's. And we'll put that there. So he makes all the Big O's he can. And then he'll go straight to making some more bread. Now we got some nuts. So that's nice. For now, we'll disband and move on. Search the city. You search the abandoned abodes of an open, some old dusty cellar. As the heavy doors crack, you are swarmed by some crazy bats. Alright. Let's get our big man out there. This guy's got a lot of shielding though, which is really nice. Alright. Place down our next card. And like later in games, we will probably play more of these counter tactics and confuses. And the first actions are really nice because you can put a lot of heavy glass cannon people right behind your team. So you don't have to worry too much. Then we got our hammer girl though, she's gonna block them. Nice. Alright, so we got, so you search the building and discover supplies store still intact. So we got 7 amber, 16 fish, and 9 steel. Take that stuff and leave and move on. And you stumble across the ruins of an old city engulfed in the mist and mystery. One of the many buildings you tirelessly search through contains a closed stash. It takes you almost an hour to open it, but luckily it's not empty. So we take our loot and leave, and we got a blunt, one-handed club, pretty much. And now we have a one-handed weapon there. It's pretty weak though, so you really don't want to be giving it to some people. So let's see who we can give it to. So we're there, I need to camp them there as well. So I don't remember what this challenge was though, but I do want to continue on exploring stuff. So we will. You approach the beast and you have time to decide your plan of action. So we'll just attack this camp here. This is our bigger shield guy here. So that way we don't have to worry as much. Place down our next kind of guy. Hi. Counter tactic us. We lost a card. That's okay. So from here, I'm gonna actually place her down, but we're gonna first action her so she's out of combat for like the entire game. We're just gonna use her 2 damage on these really weak spiders. She's gonna, actually no, she won't get to that. She'll get to hit this spider, but she won't kill it. That's okay. And then these things. So I mean, in theory, I think that kind of levels them up for experiences in combat, even though it literally does nothing for them. So we go to our next turn here, and we got another enemy spotted, which is just here. But we do have the Diziodo guys, so if we need to cure some stuff. Alright, so we shall attack this. We got our we got her out of there. We want to start off with our hammer chick. Oh, fighting bees. So, alright, so we're very out of this. Confused then. Alright, so it's another confused card. So I guess we'll place down her and then we'll shield her. And then that's my turn. So we get attacked once, and then she's got a hammer, so she'll whack who she can. Awesome. Yeah. Alright, so we took 3 wounds, but we got some amber. Alright, so let's head on this way then. And these nests aren't really too much of a problem right now. They're the ones kind of spawning all these really weak guys. 2 of your fellow villagers decide to get married. And since times are dire, it is more important than ever to cherish such occasions. Wedding celebrations last for 7 days, and it is customary to make sure that everyone takes part. So you lost 20 wheat, or 20 grain, I guess, but we are getting a lot of great, so it doesn't really matter. The cleansing power of water is well known to all these surroundings, but as followers of Mokosh, this becomes even more true for you. The couple wishing to become married must stand naked in a river and submerge for several minutes to prove their trust in Mokosh and each other. The newlyweds are then blessed by Mokosh. Once emerged from waters, the newlyweds are considered cleansed and ready to begin and to give new life. That's really worded. Only to do the usual liberations with an excess of food, strong spirits, and plenty of naked dancing through the night. Proceed and last for many nights. So on our guys, we got some +5 will for 20 turns. So the celebration takes a toll on everyone. You must see how well you did against the inevitable alcohol poisoning and upset stomachs. So we're doing a cure sickness challenge, and that will that they gave us is actually the attack damage of those people. So luckily the 2 people who got married are in our attack team. So we'll start off with obviously the wife. This makes the most sense, right? Okay. And again, like, we don't really have any strong cards, so we're just gonna get everybody out as much as we can. Alright. So next turn we'll have a lot of attacking, but they got 2 hits before us. Alright, and then we're gonna hit again, but this guy can one-shot anyone. We'll hit them. We'll hit the excess card. Alright, so since that lady was defeated in here, she actually doesn't get a debuff or any downside to it. It's because it wasn't a fighting challenge. So the wedding was deemed a great success, and the happy couple begins their new journey. So everybody got a bunch of attractiveness for 5 attractiveness for 20 turns. Good time to wind down the party. After the wedding, the newlyweds are blessed with the arrival of a much coveted offspring from the Cabbage Patch. So we get 1 kid, so we now have another kid. Great, get back to our harvesting and whatnot. So after all that schematics, we got some more health and stuff in our city, and we got some strength and intelligence, and we got a backstab on one of our guys there too. Nice, so then moving on with our exploration. So this is usually just kind of the same concept behind the, oh, that was a really battery shuffle. Play him, because she's really tactical. She doesn't really do much for me, but she's a medic, so I kind of need that. Yeah, we'll skip our turn for now, and yeah, we'll shield him there, and we'll just skip that. Alright, we're gonna take some damage. It won't be too significant. Alright, then we go to just fighting phase 2. He gets to go first, but we can confuse the spider. Awesome. Okay. We got some spider silk for that, so that's always nice. So we're gonna keep moving kind of this direction here. And we do need to camp up eventually because we do have some injured people within our town. So if we have 1 movement point left and we need to move forward still, we will probably just camp. So again, one of the many buildings we searched, we got a spear, so now move on from there. We will move on to this skeleton encampment. I couldn't think of the name of it for a second. We're just going to place down our 2 warriors there. And now they got some, like, skeletons are really healthy, so they got some pretty healthy guys there. So we're going to go off and straight on confuse that guy, and then we're going to skip our turn. This last skeleton, again, is pretty healthy. They don't do too much damage, though, but this guy, we can shield him with 6 and then confuse that guy, and then we can just skip that. So then we'll stab up some of them, and then we'll go next turn, we'll stab and kill, and then we'll take 4 damage. And then we go to next turn. He gets to go to first, but we've got a guy who does 28 damage. He only has 20 health, and then we can first action him. And just in case it doesn't kill him, we can shield and confuse. But I mean, it should. There's almost no reason that shouldn't kill me during 8 more damage. Got some more stuff there. Looking up in our town here as well. We got 3 kids, so that's always really good. Got really nothing to do here. This guy's not gonna get a sword for a while. I don't even really have a sword to give him at the moment either. And this guy's just crafting away on some food. And there's not really much I can give him either. And we're almost at another research point here, so we can almost unlock some other stuff to do. So I'm just gonna leave them for now. And we are out of... Okay, so a small group of travelers passes by your village. You exchange basic supplies and talk. Because of your kindness, they tell you of an herbalist living in a solitary hut outside the wilderness. Oh, I'm sorry. Outside in the wilderness. I say she can cure any poison and even heal wounds for a price, of course. They give you a map to the herbalist hut and depart on their journey. Great, worth checking out, even if we're ever wounded or hurt. Okay, so the tutorial guide does actually come and visit you as an unexpected kind of event thing. So an unexpected visit with Thea arrives at your village. Your food stocks have grown. Your people are learning how to live in the awakened Thea once more, but the darkness is not gone, always looming in the shadows, lurking behind corners. It is time to try and find clues as to what happened and how to repair it. So we can just kind of ignore him and be like, yeah, well, we're just gonna survive. But we can ask him, okay, so how do we do that? He goes, that's the spirit. I knew we could count on you. I must warn you, the others have tried and failed before you, so the road will not be easy. Do you know of any of the thing about the cosmic tree where the darkness came? I know some, but I do not hold the answers. You need to seek. I know that once the land was ruled by high magic, a land where demons were kept in check by the peoples and by the cosmic balance upheld by the gods. The pillars of Thea stood sturdy and held our world together. Now the barriers between the lands of the living and those of the dead are torn asunder, and thus darkness holds a tight grip on us. Without your aid, whatever made the sun return may not hold for long, and the age of darkness may descend upon us again. Alright. So there have been those who sought to undo this curse, those who were charged with the guardianship of these pillars, and who have failed us. Some were the ancient peoples you call elves, some were avatars of your gods, and some just people who proved worthy, and yet they all failed thus far. Here on this map I marked a spot where such a guardian may hold your answers. Without giving you a chance to say anything more, Theodore disappears, leaving you with a map. Alright, so we'll take that map. So the cosmic tree is the main storyline of the entire game. You can get different outcomes depending on how you play, and you can also get different outcomes depending on how you go. So let's see, our scouts reported something interesting nearby and marked it on your maps. They have spotted an abandoned settlement made out of several thatched cottages. You should salvage much straw and maybe even some stone from the houses. Beware, though, the scouts also reported that a nest of giant spiders have taken residence. So, straw's very useful. We'll go check that out when we find giant spiders, not a problem. There we go. So that's just completely southeast from us. So back to our group here. I want to try and avoid this 2-skull right now, because 2-skulls aren't usually too fun. And wasn't there a elven wood up here? Yeah, so we want to go try and get some elven wood. Because elven wood is usually pretty good. So we'll go to next turn though while we're sitting here. And we got some more grain. So we'll pull this real quick. What do we got here? We could use some more vegetables. Right now, we're always going to need wood. If we can get better wood, that'd be nice, but I don't know how often better wood comes by. So we got 3 more bigos to make. Actually, we are out of meat. Looks like we ran out of meat faster than the game thought we would. Cat. Oop. Thea is not an easy place to grow up, as we must. But alas, grow up we must. One of your children has matured into a young adult and is ready to join your village and rebuild Thea. So we're gonna get another crafter, because we are pretty short on crafters right now. So we're gonna have this guy produce his own crafting tool. He's gonna make it out of iron, and then we'll just give him some wood. So I don't think I can make it. Oh, I can actually make it better. So we can give him 3 crafting, and then yeah. Alright, so we'll put that up there, and this guy will craft his own tool. In 2 turns, he'll be making bread with the other guy. Alright, so then we're gonna move our group even more north. Since it's becoming a bit more nighttime, it's becoming kind of harder for our group to see. So we're gonna quickly just gather some of these exotic fruits and mushrooms here. So we'll spread our group out pretty evenly, and we'll harvest, although you have a bit of an unbalancing, because she's got 3 gathering and everyone else has 1. So we'll switch back to our damn town, and we'll let them gather stuff for 2 turns here. And then I'm gonna do that as well. Okay, sorry, I had a quick little delay there. Well, I got a call from my mom, so I answered that. Okay. But in our village, we got some increase in stuff there, so that's nice. We got some more tactics, which is nice because that gives more confusion. 2 traps in the salsa, so that gives us counter-offensive, strength, more carry weight. Dexterity is better for stealth, intelligence would be nice as well. So we got an experience point here. So we could either put into something else, or we could get some crafting going on. Usually swords wasn't really too helpful pretty early on, because one-handed swords didn't really go to much. Jewelry, I couldn't get some of the materials that I wanted for this stuff. Armor goes to shielding, medium armor, and heavy armor. You can get bows to crossbows, axes to 2 hands, clubs to 2 hands, staffs to spears. I could build a cabbage patch, actually. And that'll make us easier to acquire some people. So if we go into production, construction, cabbage patch field, we don't really have good materials to build this out of. So we're gonna wait till we actually have 25 elven wood. But we do have like the materials to build everything else out of. Like we could just do that, and then if we get 25 elven wood, we'll be able to build out of that. So we'll get this group moving on a bit. We want to try and get as many mushrooms, but I want to also harvest some exotic fruit. So we'll get that exotic fruit as fast as we can, and then we'll just have him harvest somewhere. And next turn we'll now have our thing built. They no longer have firewood though, so we'll have to be pretty careful with camping on this group. And they're almost there, but they can't see too far, so we do have to be kind of careful where we move. You can actually see enemies on the other tiles. You can see like a little red outline. So yeah, there goes our moving piece. So we go to next turn, and we got attacked by 3 goblin warriors. So we don't know how strong these guys are, but we're gonna want our strongest guys in that starting hand. So these guys actually hit really hard. So we're gonna need our big old tanks out in front. And we might actually end up shielding. Yeah, so like this guy, he's got a bit more health than his friend, but he doesn't have as much hitting. This guy also has a poison attack, which won't be too fun. So I think we're gonna confuse that guy, so we don't have to worry about him at all. And then he's gonna place down his other offensive card. He's got another big hitting kind of person. So if we throw her down, actually, and we first action her, we get that extra bit of 2 damage, which won't be much in the early bits of staging, but we do get the extra damage from that hammer. She took a little bit of damage, but that's okay. We're gonna start throwing our attacks at him. So yeah, she hit him for pretty hard. And then we got some new armor and stuff, so that's always nice. So that group's dead. Now we can see a little bit further out into the day. So we're gonna... Can we just take off her shield and put this? No, we can't. Well, I can give her a weapon, so our... We can either give her a weapon or just give her a shield. I prefer to give her a shield because she ends up in our tactical hand, she can actually do something. Usually if you have a two-handing warrior, usually you want to try and give them like a spear. Spears are nice because it does give them a bit more of damage. And then does anyone need better armor than that? Gosh. Alright, so he could use some better armor. And then again, we'll move on. So that is our Elvenwood area. Yeah, they're gonna camp, so they are very low on burning wood stuff. But this actually counts as burnable wood. We do have some cane, but we're gonna try and avoid burning that. And they're gonna go 3 turns without campfire, without the fire. Yeah, so anyone who's wounded won't heal. So I kind of think that was what it is. So now they should have some firewood next turn. And then they're still just kind of crafting away on stuff here. So we got a next turn, and they'll have some firewood, hopefully. Do they not? Or because, yeah. If you don't have firewood, you don't harvest as fast. So we get another kid growing up there, so we'll do that. We'll get him a warrior real quick. Okay, so now we got some more firewood there. So now they're going to harvest twice as fast, so that's nice. So then that warrior we can't really do much with again either. We got an encounter though. Today was a good harvest, and some of the village folk even managed to brew some Samangan, a strong spirit, not for the weak-hearted. So this is a very, this is another cursed sickness thing, so we're just gonna say better not drink too much and just go to sleep. We don't get anything for saying that though, so it's kind of the risk-reward kind of thing we do. So every 2 turns we burn through 2 Elvenwood, and then we gain some more. So if we just keep going on. Okay. Another night follows. Thea and the restless souls of the damned seek out the living in envy and anger. You can almost feel the approaching waves of these infernal rafts seeking to burden your souls. But this night a welcomed guest is seen in the shadows, a Lapidouche, the spirit catcher. This bizarre-looking creature resembles an overgrown toad with long claws, yellow warts, and a row of razor-sharp teeth. It is actually a humble servant of Vales in the old days, tasked with hunting of wayward souls and misbehaved rafts, but now hopelessly overfed and overbusy with his task of devouring evil spirits. So I can either get rid of it, or I can leave it to do whatever it wants to do. From this, it says that it hunts misbehaved things, so bad things within it. So we'll just let it do what it wants to do, and we get a blessing of strength. So thanks to Labadoo, your people slept well this night, and they feel strengthened the next morning. So we get more strength and 15 turns of 5 strength. So that's very helpful. So this group's also running out of food now. So we'll move her to there. And we'll get some more food. In the midst of your day's work, a vision appears in all of your minds at once. You see a calm lake as if untouched by any darkness. In the middle of the lake there stands a long figure begging you to join her. So we'll go to her. You soon know you are standing in the presence of Mother Earth Mokosh herself. She smiles at you and mother a warm smile that feels so safe and calm. Then she opens the palm of her hand and you see the ruins of some grand building. You know instantly where it is, and you know it is important that you go there. So we better check it out at some point. So that's our divine quest line. You can actually go there and you can actually fight your god, basically. So I could fight Mokosh in a 5-skill challenge of fighting or a 5-skill challenge of social. It's probably the best to do a social challenge, when you go there, because it, like, you don't kill Mokosh, but it's probably better just to go there for a social. Anyway. Alright, so a pigeon flies to your village with a note attached to it. It reads, "Dear residents of the lovely settlement, if you will please visit my humble abode, placed not so far from your lovely home. It is very nice. I'm a blacksmith of a dwarven tradition, and I have an offering for you, kind people. Yes, there's a small black jar. It is strange. Purple glowing ink." Alright, better worth checking it out. So the idea of the smithy there, guys, he wants you to go get him a date with a demon, and he gives you some armor and stuff. So it's pretty good, but the challenges are pretty rough. We are sitting next to a 2-skull, but it doesn't look like we're harvesting just fast enough with this group. So we're gonna run these guys back to town. As you travel along the plains, you feel the air grow colder, frost appears on the plants, and you can see your breath. You see a small group of hooded travelers approaching, so only option is get our weapons and right. The group comes closer and stops. One of the hooded figures steps up, but you see a young girl standing proudly behind him. You hear her speak. "Who are these peasants? Why do they stand in my way? Make them disappear now." The girl turns and walks off a few meters as if awaiting her command to be carried out. The hooded man lets out a long sigh and speaks to you. "Her Majesty Princess Zuzanu wishes you to clear the way," he then whispers. "Better just go before she takes any real notice of you." So I can just be like, alright, fuck it, leave, and then, or I can kind of be like more into the story of what these people are doing. So, a princess of what exactly are you saying? There hasn't been a kingdom in these parts for a century. Hooded man winces, or at least it feels as if he did, but clearly the girl was not listening to you, so he continues speaking in a low voice. "Listen, you seem like good folk. You remind me of times before darkness and before our fate, but you must understand she is mad, always has been. Infernal child doomed for eternity for her pride and cruelty. So I can either be like, before darkness, how old are you people, and how have you survived? I hear, yeah, she's a little girl, and she's not ordering us around, so you better be on your way now." So I'll just kind of be like, like this one. I like that one a little better. So, HRH, Zuzana really was a princess, and an only precious child to our royals. As such, she was... I've never seen that word in my life. I guess, like, spoiled? I guess maybe that's like the start of, like, spoiled or something, I don't know. Rotten, but worst yet, people say she's been a changeling from the start. There you go. Learned men and wizards from all over and came to test the child, and they all felt that her little heart was naught but an icy hole. But our royal couple refused to listen, believed that true love will cure her and make her human in the end. For a time it seemed like it was true, but then Zuzanu grew older, and with every passing year her cute tantrums became more cruel and intentional. She had servants whipped for looking at her wrong. Page boys locked in birdhouses so they could grow wings for her amusement. You get the picture. So I was like, okay, so spoiled brat with terrible parents. Yeah, it sounds bad, but all children can be easily spoiled. Yes, spoiled, gone wrong, what a surprise. Tell me only highlights, so that skips the whole story. She's a little girl and she's still not ordering us around, so you better be on your way. So I'll just be like, like, sounds bad. And he's like, true enough, she was a brat, and her parents allowed it because they thought they must give her only love, no disappointing truth. Perhaps this was the tragedy of the prophecies. The royals were so scared of their changing child, and they made her the way she was. So how did you end up in the living hundreds of years with her? As I said, as a child, Zuzani was spoiled and unruly, and as she grew, this turned to cruelty beyond my folly. It was when she tortured and killed her nanny for failing to braid her hair. Right, all knew the child was evil. Yeah, her parents wanted to prove their love could conquer all. They ordered the princess to come from all around in hopes of their daughter finding true love. All she found was more victims. She played with her two brothers, both smitten in her beauty. She asked them to bring her a fabled set of royal pearls, residents in the mythical Isla Tower. When they failed, she drowned one of them. The other brother, a skilled wizard, thus cursed the princess never to find peace or forgiving for her cruelty. She had him changed into a black swan, then killed and severed for supper. On the dinner table, the swan spoke, "Your kingdom will crumble, your powers diminish, your heart remain ice forever, and you will seek your cursed pearls for eternity and never find them. All who sat at the table with the princess, her royal guards, sworn to never leave her side, were cursed that night and torn to unliving wraiths." And so I'm like, damn, the king and queen still did nothing. The royal couple had a miracle child that year, and the princess, now cursed, could no longer be heir to the throne. She was banished, and so were we. But the little wretch grew even madder than before. Her desire for the plastic royal pearls and the icy tower became an absolute obsession. She started saying great power awaits her in the tower, and that she will rule a kingdom once more. Bound to her for eternity, we have served her thusly, seeking the tower and its treasure to no avail. I'm like, yeah, this is boring, and you said you're a wave now, you should die, so attack. These guys are actually, the wraiths are really strong. The princess isn't actually too bad. Or I can just go, that's crap, I'll give it to you, or a good tail, but so what? So I kind of like the good tail, but so what? The guard was about to answer, but Zuzanu cut him off. "I am bored now. I have graciously indulged your wagging tongue, servant, as it amuses me to allow you to think yourself knowledgeable while my patience is growing thin. Luck has it in that I'm in need of peasants, and since you are stubborn enough to deny my rite of passage, perhaps you will be of use." I'm like, "Oh, and pray tell us, what can we do for you, princess?" "Yeah, not so deemed on doing favors for you." So which kind of see what she wants us to do here. "I detect a note of defiance in your voice, and I detest defiant peasants." She stomps her foot and frowns. "You will do as I ask. Full in symptoms, I am offering you wealth and power. What, with your made-up tower and pearls? Think what you will, but since my birth I have heard the calling of the tower. I am finally close, mere days away from my tower, but I may need the assistance of mortals to achieve my task. Do what you will. Here is a map. Come join me in the icy tower and gain wealth beyond measures, or don't. Stay, peasants. It matters not to me. We are going now." She gestures to her guards, and they start moving away. So that was a very long story. A lot of these do get pretty long in your conversations. So yeah, we'll continue on. We got another encounter here. "Your rumors of battle robbers setting up camp up in the area. Similarly, your food stocks and supplies have gone missing over the weeks, and there are talks of bandits getting more and more violent. So we can try and track them down with hunting, or we can just leave them. So we're gonna see how good our squad is. Got a hunt challenge here. So we got 1 gathering, gathering stealth, a little bit of range, 6 gathering, 8 gathering, 9 gathering, 1 gathering, 1 gathering. So gathering is the damage in here. So I think we're pretty good there. So we're gonna try and track them down. Oh, I forgot to read that message out, but I will be able to after this. So we'll send at him. Yeah, so like we got a counter-offensive that we could have used, but we didn't. So we're just gonna place every card right behind him. And I want to keep this guy in the way back so he doesn't get hurt. Alright. We trap one of them, and this one's gonna just get whammed on, and then we'll get it next turn. Awesome. Yeah, that was perfect. So, your scouts have set over the track to bandit, but it seems like they're hiding in their safe house. Luckily, you have some skilled scouts to help you out. So we scouted them. We won the challenge. You discover tracks leading into an old mine shaft, long exploited and unused. That's a perfect site for hideout. Your scouts marked the map on the place. So good place. Perhaps your fighters can go there. So luckily, that's actually on our way home. And if I remember correctly, these guys actually aren't too hard. Got some spider queens running around. Spider queens are actually pretty nasty. So as you look around and admire the world, you see something interesting in the distance. We'll look at it and continue on. Alright, so then we will move on here. Continue on. So we got a bear right there as well down south. We got some more spiders there. So we're gonna fight these guys. I'm actually gonna auto-resolve that because I need to get moving on. So we're just gonna keep running these guys straight back to town. We got another quick level up here. So we got some more strength and stuff in our company here. And here we are, next turn. They are out of food, so they are slowly getting injured, but we'll just stuff them right into town. So now we don't have to worry too much about our people getting too injured. We'll equip our warriors with the best gear possible. We did have some people that probably needed a new set of gear. So we do have some people that can just kind of take some quick equipment and ready to move on. So now with the new people within town, we can craft a bit more, but there's not too much really to get crafting. One thing I do wish I could actually do is get some gathering tools, but I don't have enough straw. So I'm actually out of grain again. So we'll just throw everyone onto quick harvesting, and we will camp for a few turns, and then we'll set on out. But that'll be it for this session, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and do check out more of my videos though. I'll be having way more videos for Thea the Awakening coming out eventually, and I hope to see you guys then. Catch you guys in that next video.